I left Pelican Bay State Prison to work in Afghanistan, and a stark difference between Pelican Bay, which was at the time was a notorious prison in the U.S., but paled in comparison to the Afghan prison that I was going to be working at, and that's the name of that prison in Afghanistan is Policharkie. And Policharkie was built in the late 70s, and I think they opened up around 80, 81, something like that. Anyway, the Russians, they were running the show back then. They were supporting the communist presidents at the time in Afghanistan. And anyway, they built Policharkie, and Policharkie could hold somewhere around 14,000 inmates. That's a lot of inmates, and the commies, they're not exactly real friendly, and they were responsible for eliminating somewhere between 78 to 79,000 political prisoners. They killed them inside Policharkie and buried them in mass graves. It compared to Pelican Bay, I mean, that's unbelievable. But anyway, we got there in the first part of January in 2006. And we no sooner got there, and we're trying to get organized, get our classroom set up and training area inside Policharkie to teach a 10-week correctional academy. And all of a sudden, like it was on a weekend, and they had visitation, and 7 Taliban members ended up walking right out the front gate. And evidently they walked out with the visitors. And they couldn't really do this unless they had the help of people working in there. And anyway, somebody, they wanted to get the inmates to start wearing orange jumpsuits so they could be identified a little more easily. And well, they got their panties all bunched up over this, and they started a riot. And when the riot started, I thought, oh, this is interesting, because they're probably going to have us help quell it. But we were told, no, you're not going to have any part of this, and you're not going to be going to Policharkie until this is over with. And once everything started happening, I realized why they did this. They deployed about, I think it's around 800 soldiers from the military to come in to help the correctional officers there. And everyone was armed with AK-47s. And there were several people that were armed with rocket-propelled grenade launchers. And they even showed up with 8 tanks and armored personnel carriers. And I thought, wow, this is incredible. And the riot, it lasted... I want to say it lasted 4 days, but I can't remember for sure. It was at least 4 days it lasted. And what's amazing is, as far as I know, there was only 6 inmates that were killed, and a couple of them might have been even killed by other inmates. I don't know. But there were 6 of them that were killed, and there was only about 20 injured. Um, anyway, it was pretty incredible. And then, of course, they brought us back in the aftermath of this, and there was a lot of damage done inside the prison. And anyway, eventually we ended up teaching classes there and teaching a 10-week academy, and actually teaching instructors or Afghans to be instructors. And anyway, it was really interesting doing this. And you know, this is kind of off the subject, but when I first reported there to Afghanistan, we lived in a big compound. It was evidently had been someone's home. I mean, this is large. It had a basement, big basement, main floor, second floor, and the rooftop. That was where part of our security team was at. Armed security team, and of course they had an armed security team at the front gate. A lot of barriers so it would stop any suicide vehicles from getting close to the building. Anyway, what I found interesting was, can you imagine working with and eating with and sleeping in the same home as your coworkers, and with all the different personalities and everything, it's you can't go anyplace. It's not like being in the military. Military, unless you're in combat, you know, you leave on the weekends and even go on liberty during the week many times, and you can go off on your own, and there's a big base there, you know, that you have access to. So it's not the same. And when I first experienced this, I thought I felt like I was in a reality show or something, and I actually found myself looking for hidden cameras. I thought, this can't be real, you know. Anyway, that was a good experience, and it was a lot of fun too, you know. And I really made a lot of friends there, and so I don't want to say anything bad about anyone. Anyway, I just thought I'd share that with you feather merchants, and I want to thank you for stopping by, and I'll see you in the next video. All right.